So, I'm a bit conflicted with this one because, on the one hand, I do like how this season tried to be different because enough of the main cast, Frank, Fiona, Ian, Carl, they were all in a different position this season compared to previous seasons because Fiona mentions a couple of times that she's just barely getting by, and I do believe her, but you nonetheless got the idea that enough of the main cast are in a better enough position, they had the ability to think about other things because Carl being on break, from the military school, he's got the ability to try and, do that detox program, and then he finds Cassidy while he's doing that. Ian with the helping out the homeless shelter. Fiona, just the way that she's interacting with other people, you got the idea that she's got a little bit more time to just think about herself. For once, it's just bits and pieces there. So I really appreciated that they're trying to show these other sides of the cast in a way, but then once we get to the ending, you realize that not that much changed, honestly, even though that is the goal of the show. You're just supposed to show these people just barely getting by, but then probably you're going to find some kind of peace amongst this life in the remaining seasons of the show. So maybe I'm eating my own words? I'm not sure. I don't know. I just wish I felt better about this season now that it's over. Right. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Frank's story arc. It was nice seeing him do a little bit different things, because like that interview where he was talking to the Muslim manager of that store that he worked at briefly, telling the manager the real answers, not what the manager just wanted to hear or expected to hear. Here, it takes a special kind of person to, well, maybe not that special, to just be able to find the true answers and just not be afraid of any consequences. Although, of course, once he gets the boot, he just goes, yeah, you're all ungrateful, F you. But nonetheless, this time I do think he turned a slight corner, but of course he does try to do that burglary at the end, and we haven't seen him do drugs yet, but now since Debbie's starting to go into that area, yeah. Kevin, Veronica, and Svetlana. Ugh. Did you have to bring her back? It just felt like the same thing over again. Although this time, maybe you got rid of her, I don't know. But just, the character has ran her course, okay? You could definitely try and come up with something with that bar, but think of something else, okay? This whole business with Svetlana has been going on for, I'm pretty sure this is the 5th season, albeit at the beginning she was just another prostitute, in a sense, but just, the character has ran the course, okay? Think of something else to do with them. Come on. No. And, I don't know if I'm doing the ages wrong, but shouldn't Kevin and Veronica's kids start being at the age where they can start speaking now? Because if they were born in, pretty sure it was season 4? I feel like that they should be doing a little bit more now. Then again, though, I could be remembering when they started to use Liam, because I think it's been the same actor for the vast majority of the time that Liam's been on screen, but what would I know? And yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he's still just sidekick or bit role, although granted, I am being a bit unfair, because at the beginning, Liam was too young to obviously even speak, and by the time he gets to the age that Carl was, which is about right now or the beginning of next season. What really can you do other than rehash little bits of what Carl did, even though, of course, Liam is not like Carl. Liam is a lot less reckless, but also, as the end of this season showed, he's willing to stand up to Frank in his own little way, because how easy would it be to just tell him that he switched two of the digits? You know? Even when you know the 4 digits in the code, there's still 24 different combinations, and you only saw Frank try 5 of them. Some of them even involve different digits. So, huh? Right. So yeah, I'm definitely being a bit unfair to Liam there, but given how Fiona was already grown up at the beginning of the show, Ian and Lip got to be fully grown up a few seasons in, and Carl and Debbie are just shy of achieving that themselves. Is it really necessary to see Liam get to that point? Not really. You're seeing him get to where Carl and Debbie were at the beginning of the show, so it's enough, I think. Yeah. Carl's story arc. Okay, dude. Just, what is your thought process? I mean, like, I know that young love can make people think irrational, but just... I just feel like he would have learned a little bit, but such is the nature of the show, you know? But yeah, he made the right decision to try and get the hell out of there. He's got a decently promising future. Like, even if it doesn't work out career-wise, the experience could still open his eyes and make him learn a few things. Yeah. Lip. It's a bummer that they seem to have completely abandoned the college storyline, although it does make sense, because now that Ewens is gone, he doesn't really have the motivation to go back, because he knows that he's in a self-destructing thing. Then the story arc with Sierra, it makes sense that it imploded. Fits the nature of the show, shows that he's just having an insane level of trouble just getting the right bit of commitment with somebody. And, yeah. I do feel sorry for him, but at the same time, he just let himself just waste it away, even though Ewens was trying to save him, even though the underlying message that he was sending him was, it's too late for me, you've got a chance, Lip, but at the same time, you're that close to effing it up, beyond return. Fiona's story arcs with the apartment bit. The suit, I feel like that kind of came out of nowhere, and the ending of it was bad. But if you were to take out that ending bit, I felt like that they handled it decently well up until the end there. Although, her bit with the lesbian couple, the jump of the blonde lesbian from being completely against Fiona to being not a true ally, but somebody who's definitely not nearly as animosity towards her, antagonistic, that's the word I was looking for, antagonistic to Fiona. I felt like that jump happened off-screen, because you can tell that blonde character turned a corner. Although I am kind of glad that they didn't try to use the brunette lesbian to create a love triangle, even though the first episode seemingly precludes that, where the brunette goes, I'm not looking, and besides, you're not my type anyway. I prefer blonde and bitchy. I am glad that they didn't do that, because, yeah, she was a nice friend character. Character of Ford, not the greatest character, but he is a little bit unique in that he actually tried to refuse Fiona for completely understandable things. Then they do give in, but you nonetheless get the idea that they're just a teeny bit different, because they've had sex multiple times, and it's clear that Fiona wants a relationship with him, and you can tell that he's kinda wanting it and kind of not wanting it at the same time. But the way that he ends up helping her it feels a lot more like friend help rather than boyfriend help. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the character next season if he comes back. No reason for him not to. Right. Ian, continuing the relationship with Trevor and that angle, I was a bit surprised that they were to keep it going for the longest time, but the way that they ended it, it's almost as if he decided to step up what he was doing just randomly. Although, granted, didn't his decision to just go and impersonate Lip and join the military come out of nowhere? Which, by the way, they still resolved really poorly in my mind. Yeah, I'd say so. So, I don't know, man. Going from saying, I think this is getting out of hand, to where he then truly goes out of hand? I don't know, dude. And besides, shouldn't his EMT buddies realize that he's doing that? Oh, Debbie. I can't believe I forgot about Debbie. The bringing back of Derek as just a throw-in, I wish that they hadn't done that. You could have easily had Derek's mother just do the discussion with her, and yes, it would have felt like a shove-in, but I feel like that would have been better than having him actually appear in one time and offer what I think was honest, but at the same time, given how long he waited, yeah, that's not that great of a move. And I do like that Debbie was trying to do something to make something better for herself, and then the toe bit is drastic, but I understand why she did it. But it's like you had to get Liam to help you. You couldn't have just gotten Carl or Frank at the beginning to do that. I mean, like, that was a hilarious scene, but it just would have made so much more sense if she had gotten just about anyone else that she knows other than Liam, if you ask me. But I am starting to not like the character as much now, although granted, okay, Fiona's arguments for not wanting the homeless shelter to be in the church right next to her apartment building, I kind of get why she's doing it, but at the same time, it does make me shake my head at her, because it's like, you're only like 1 or 2 steps better than those homeless people, you know? And even then, after a few episodes, they just ignore what happened to that church, so yeah, it's like, what happened to it afterward? I mean, like, I think that maybe that Margot chick bought it, I don't know, it just... That's definitely another thing that this show just abandoned. In my mind, there probably was a throwaway line that I missed. Don't remember. Anyway. But yeah, because before I started watching this show, I did hear that there was an ongoing debate about Debbie as the show went on as to whether or not they kept liking her or not, and she has been getting a little less likable because of some of her irrational decisions. She was getting better this season, but I don't know. Still got about a quarter of the show to go, so let's see how this is. Whoa, I stretched it out to the regular length again. Wow. Whoa. I gotta stop doubting myself.